It's Rob again, and I'm going to do a bit of an instructional video just for a change of pace. So let's get started. Well, that's what we're going to do. So how do you make little planets? There are many ways to do it. I'll show you one way. I'm going to use a program called Stellarium, or Stellarium, but it's Stellarium. And basically it's meant to show you the night sky, and it's a really cool program. But as you can see, you can do more than just show the night sky. I created a bit of an image there, and voila, it's a little planet, kinda. And I can shrink it, grow it, and I just did that in Photoshop and other programs, other image editors, and it's really easy to use. You just you've got a set of options, and you choose your landscape. Now you can choose an existing one, like, say, let's go for Saturn. No, let's go for, oh yeah, why not? Let's go for Saturn. No, go for something else. The moon. Yeah, that looks cool. And we'll get rid of that. And as you can see, our little planet is actually the moon. And I can manipulate it and play with it. You can see the shadow there of the lunar lander. I don't know which Apollo that was, but it was Apollo something. But as you can see, you can basically load any image you want. You just have to have the correct size and shape and the right amount of transparency, which is what I'm going to show you. So you can do this in lots of other ways in other programs, but I'm just going to use this because it's quick and easy. So get out of Stellarium for a sec by exiting. That always works best. And I'm going to load something that I've done previously, which is a panorama, which is the best way to do it. And it's a local panorama from around the central coast of New South Wales in Australia. But anyway, there it is. It's made up of a series of images, probably about 7 of them. Something like between 5 and 7 works, and there are lots of panorama stitching programs out there. You just need to get a stitching program, or use a tripod and just very carefully align each image. So basically, without going into too much detail, I'll choose the brush. You can imagine that's 1 photo, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've simply joined them together. So that's not that hard, is it? And as I said, there are stitching programs which align these points, like the critical points that you want to align. It'll do that for you almost auto-magically. Some cameras even do it. And so you can get all the key features lined up. Brilliant. Enough of that. Let's go backwards. Control Z lots of times. Now what we need is to fix a few details here. Let's make the image bigger. This is an old version of Photoshop Elements, version 3, so it's way back in time, but it still works. Canvas size. We want to make the canvas grow bigger in an upwards direction. We'll choose %, and we'll go for, say, 250%, and go OK. And you get an image like that. Now we want to go a bit further with this. The tree is kind of lopped off. Most trees end up with a point, so let's very much in a quick and dirty mode now. Grab the appropriate tool, make the tree kind of do roughly what we think it ought to do. It's not going to be perfect, I know. You can try and make it perfect. And you can even make panoramas which are a bit taller. You can make full 360-degree ones with a complete wraparound, like in any direction, if you have the patience or the camera or the inclination. You know, if you take the right photo, it'll look wonderful. Now, next step, we need some transparency. So we're going to convert the image to indexed color, like that. And then we're going to well, probably now you could do this a number of ways. Let's just try getting rid of the sky using this tool, mode, color table, eyedrop, and select the blue, and you can see it gets rid of a little bit. And if you'd simplified the color and blah 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 blah, if you worked on it, you could make that work pretty well, but I'm in a hurry, so I'm just going to grab the eraser and make it a bit bigger, a lot bigger, a bit more again, very very large, and zap the sky. View actual pixels. Wow, that's pretty big, too big. Yeah, you could edit it very thoroughly using that, but I won't. Fit on screen. Get rid of that. That. And that. But there you are, Panorama with an almost transparent sky. And before you get too bored, or before I get too bored or something, I'm going to say File, Save As. And I'm going to put it somewhere else. I'm going to put it into C, Program Files, Details. Yeah, it's alphabetical. I'll find it. Stellarium, ST, Landscapes. It's the folder you want, and I've created one called Testing 123, and what I'm going to do is go into that and save that one as a PNG file. Yep, there we are, because that allows transparency, and so it's now in the correct folder and saved as a ping file. Now what were we doing? That's right, we're trying to make a little planet. So we get out of Photoshop, because we don't need that anymore, and we go instead to let's not go to Stellarium right now. Let's go to one of these folders. This one, which is where the landscapes are in Stellarium, where we just saved our ping file. What I'll do is I'll rename the existing one, which I've just called testing. I'll change that to, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just tack a 1 on the end, and then I'll just grab that name, because you need to keep the names intact, and I'll change this one to have that name. So now Stellarium should load that. So let's load Stellarium, and there it is, 0.11.2. There may well be a new version, I don't know. Go and have a look. There's a thing called Google, there's a thing called Bing. There are lots of things that search, and here it is, and it's loaded that little planet we just made. Now that wasn't very hard, was it? And you can see straight away that it's done what we wanted, and it's okay. It's a bit unbalanced, but it's not bad for a quick and dirty sort of try. And you can rotate it as well as shrink it and enlarge it, and you'd probably want to do a few tweaks to that image. Bring the scale of the trees down. They're a bit unbalanced at the moment, but you may like that, I don't know. But if you took a photograph in a wide open area of a town or whatever, with a bit of detail that stands out from the ground, but a clear sky would be really helpful, and just did what we just did, or what I just did, and then load it into Stellarium, or load it into Panini, or load it into whatever you want to use, any viewer that has that ability to give this sort of perspective view, you can create a little planet all of your own. And if you wanted to take a picture of it, just load your, I've got Bandicam, but load a screen grabber of some sort and hit the photograph button. Take an image, a screen capture, and away you go. So it's as simple as that, really. And then you've got your little planet. Thanks for watching. Rob out.